Hey, everybody, it's Tommy Canelli, and welcome back to Before the Lights podcast, the show that tells you how they made their mark. He's an up-and-coming artist from the Miami area. He's a Cuban American who sings country. He's also known as the Cuban Cowboy. Let's welcome into the show, Gabriel Key. Gabriel, welcome to the show.
Hi, Tommy. How you doing, man? Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. You were born in Hialeah, Florida. You've played the drums, harmonica, and piano at a very young age. So where does your musical influence come from?
So my mom grew up when she was a small child. She actually learned how to play piano through lessons and stuff like that. I never learned how to read notes. I used to just, growing up, I used to have a little keyboard and I used to like play by ear and just like try to mimic the sounds that I'd hear like on commercials and on other songs and stuff like that. But honestly, I've always just had a passion for music since I was a kid. I had a drum set when I was young. I used to play drums while listening to music, like just for fun. And then the harmonica came around, honestly, actually at a birthday party. I was like about 8 years old. And they had a harmonica, like one of those Cuban, birthday parties where they had the little pinata thing. And when they broke open the pinata, plastic harmonica came out, and I happened to just grab it, and that's where it all started.
Wow. What about the piano? How young?
Honestly, probably around the same time I started playing kind of drums a little bit. I started playing like around 7 or 8 years old. I would play by ear. I wouldn't really like read notes or anything like that. But then like right after college, I kind of stopped. So I don't really play too much piano anymore as I used to.
What artists did you grow up with that influenced you?
Well, believe it or not, I actually grew up listening to hip hop. I did not grow up listening to country.
I saw that.
I grew up listening to hip hop. I was influenced by Eminem, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, big name hip hop artists, and even, as back in the 70s and 80s kind of artists like Grandmaster Flash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like my brother would listen to that when I was young, because my brother lived with my mom and I when I was just a young little kid before he got married. And yeah, like I would hear that music all the time. The country kind of came into me when I was already older. I was out of college, and my buddy invited me to go line dancing one day. And at first I was like, line dancing? Like, what is that? So I gave it a shot, and I fell in love with the country music that was coming out of, at the country clubs. And honestly, the biggest influence for me for country music was Luke Bryan's song "Country Girl, Shake It For Me."
Okay,
that was my turning point right there, where I decided to, all right, let me become a country fan and listen to all this country music.
Let me rewind back to the hip hop and rap stuff. Were you into LL Cool J and Cool Mo D and MC Hammer?
Yep. I used to listen to LL Cool J back in the days. I used to listen to Missy Elliott, Outkast, 2 Live Crew, NWA, Eazy-E, like Dr. Dre, all those old school, all that stuff.
You didn't perform like any rap stuff before you got into country, did you?
So I did do a little bit of rap in high school.
Okay.
I don't have any songs out, as a rap artist or anything like that. But I did for fun, wrote lyrics from high school, like hip hop lyrics, just for the kick of it. I had my own little home studio that I would mess around with, produce my own little beats, but nothing really serious. I did at one point, without meaning to be, I got, I guess, recognized by some guy. He's a journalist in Louisiana. His name is, I remember his name is Cyrus Webb. And he had a company called Hip Hop and Books, where they would promote books to kids to get them to read, stuff like that. And I wrote a song. I don't know where it's at now. I don't even have the lyrics to it anymore, but I wrote a song for their company, for their organization, called I'm Not the Same. And it was about hip hop and books and getting, more books out to the kids so they can read and kind of like, in that hip hop world. But yeah, I never really released any big songs or anything like that as an artist, hip hop or rap.
Line dancing gets you introduced to country. Was that when you were as a day job doing paramedic and firefighting in the Florida Keys?
Yes. Yeah. I was already, I was working for Monroe County Fire Rescue as a firefighter, flight paramedic. And at that time I started exploring like other things out there. So I started going to line dancing, trying to like see, let me meet some more people, stuff like that. And then I became a avid dancer, like a professional line dancer. Like I started learning all the songs. People will come up to me all the time and be like, I want to learn this. Like, how do you know all the songs? Because every song has a different line dance.
Sure.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then one thing led to another. And yeah, that's how I just started falling in love with country music.
Gabriel Key, you're down in the Florida Keys. So I got to know, what is your favorite key? Is it Isla Morada? Is it Key Largo? Is it Key West? What is it, Gabe?
Oh, man. Key Largo and Key West are the best keys because they got all the best bars. But my favorite, if I want to go and relax, is Isla Morada.
Isla Morada is a place to relax. I have stayed there before. Beautiful area. The whole Keys are great, but Isla Morada is very laid back. Now,
a lot of people don't know this, but if you go down to Summerlin Key, there's a specific fish dip company. They make smoked fish dip, and if in one of my songs I actually talk about them. They're called Smokin' Bob's smoked fish dip. They're actually made down in Summerlin Key. Their factory is down there. They shred the fish up. They make the dip, and they're able to distribute it out to like all the Winn-Dixies, all the Publixes in the Keys. They have them. They sell them there. That is the best smoked fish dip you will ever have. Guaranteed.
You got to get a sponsorship so you get it for free.
I got to work on that.
There you go. You got to go in and say, listen, I have you in my song. I'm already promoting you. Might as well just send me a couple cases of this fish dip and I have it.
Yeah.
Your music, it's country genre that's honky-tonk, soul, and a modern take on country dance. How difficult is it to intertwine so many different types of genres into one kind of rhythm and beat?
Honestly, it just comes naturally.
Okay.
So me growing up in a hip hop era, in an era where hip hop was big, and when I was a kid, and myself writing hip hop lyrics, it kind of is easy for me to just write lyrics that kind of mix a little bit of hip hop, like a hip hop sound to it. But then when you add a country guitar to the background, or you add a country vibe or a country feeling, it changes it up, and you can mix, like a hip hop country song. Same thing with it being like a dance song. Growing up, we were listening to a lot of pop. Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. Right towards the end of my childhood, Justin Bieber came out. But those kind of pop songs, Usher, R&B, stuff like that. You can mix. Music is made to be mixed. I personally believe you can mix any two genres and be able to make something unique, that sounds unique and is very catchy and attaches a feeling to it.
How does being a Cuban American either help or hurt your career?
So one thing I always tell people, music is always changing, and country music is always changing. At the end of the day, music in general was founded upon blues music. Okay. Blues music is the foundation of rock, the foundation of country, the foundation of everything, which has evolved from those genres. So people say that, how are you Hispanic and you singing country music? You should be singing reggaeton, and I've never been a fan of reggaeton, to be honest. But it can help me in the fact that it's something unique. There's not a lot of Hispanic country artists out there. There's a few of them now. There's a lot more now than there was obviously 5 years ago, but there's still not that many. The genre is really highly influenced by a lot of white American, which I was born and raised here in America. So I'm a white American, but my family's Hispanic. So I call myself the Cuban American, but music is constantly changing. Country music is constantly changing. Now you have Beyonce coming out with country music, and Beyonce is nowhere near white American. So and it's beautiful because music is meant to be made by anybody who freely feels like they want to make that kind of music, and I think it's just part of being an American, living in the United States. We're free to do whatever we like and free to make whatever kind of music we like.
2023, Megan Morency, Wild West Night. The Cuban Cowboy opens for Dylan Scott. Tell me the story. How does this come about, and how was it working with Dylan?
So it was pretty cool. I got to meet Dylan out there, which was a pretty awesome experience. And one of my buddies that was one of his favorite artists as well. So he got to meet him because he was with me that day. It was a pretty cool experience. It honestly all started. I do a lot of charity shows. Whenever I get asked to do a charity show, I'll just do it because I love giving back to the community. And one of the biggest group of people that I love to give back to is first responders and veterans. I'm a first responder myself, so I can understand the stuff that first responders go through. But veterans are a big thing for me. And one of the charities that I've worked with in the past a couple of times has been the Suicide Awareness for First Responders and Veterans Association. And they do what's called the 21 plus awareness, which is, it's, I guess 21 veterans die every day in a 24-hour period from suicide. So that's why they call it that. But I was at this charity performing, and this gentleman walked up to me and he was like, "Hey, we love how you sound. We do a charity event every year in February. And we have usually a big name headliner that comes in, would you like to open up the event?" And I was like, "Of course, anything to get my name out there, man." So I get my band together. We ended up setting up, and they tell me that that Dylan Scott's headlining. And I was like, "Okay, that's cool." He's like, "Yeah, we're going to have Dylan Scott, do it." I think this past year, they just had Scotty McCreery. He was there doing it this past year. But anyway, so I ended up going. They set us up at the front entrance of the event. And Dylan Scott was in the back setting up the main stage with his crew. So they opened up the event. People were walking in. We're there playing. Everybody's enjoying the music. And as soon as we're done, they do like a 2-hour break. And then Dylan Scott opens up the stage and they have their show there. And it was pretty cool. After the show, I went to the back and I got to meet him. Got to talk to him for a little bit. It was pretty cool. Very cool guy. Very, very cool and humble guy.
Nice. You do play shows in the Miami area, and your performances, now from talking to you, is not so crazy to think about, but you give line dance lessons, and it's kind of different that a performer that's a singer is going to come off the stage and give line dance lessons. I'm guessing, just from talking to you, that this all comes from you being this professional line dancer that we find out about on the show. But how does the crowd, I'm guessing, welcomes this in?
Oh, I mean, we do it every show because we try to have every show filled with people, and it's a big hit at a lot of our bar shows. Like we do it at Tin Roof, or if we do it at Margaritaville, where there's a lot of people there. It becomes a big hit. And what I do is I leave it towards towards the end of my set. I always tell everybody I got a surprise for you guys, and then all of a sudden they'll see me jumping off the stage. My band is playing the song in the background, and I'm giving a quick 5-minute tutorial on line dancing. And the next thing I know, I'm singing the song, and they're all line dancing while I'm singing the song, and they're having a good ass time. So
you plan that right at the end of the set. If they've had a few cocktails and a few drinks, and more people will line dance.
Yeah, they're more, because people, you think about it. So you got people that they hear line dance lessons. No, I'm good. They're sitting down. They don't want to get up, and they don't want to embarrass themselves. They don't know how to line dance. But then once they have a few cocktails in them, it's like it becomes easier, kind of like
Sure.
karaoke. You go to karaoke and you don't really go on stage. You have stage fright, but get a couple cocktails in and that stage fright is gone, and you're up there singing your lungs away.
Listeners, I'm going to put a link in the show notes to Gabriel's Spotify so you can check out his music. We're going to go through 3 different songs here. The first one up, before I play a clip, is called "Oh, What a Woman." Tell me where this song originated from. Did you write it? Give me the background.
So this is a song that actually was originally written by the legendary Jerry Cummings from the Melvin and the Blue Notes.
He's been on my show.
Yeah, I've heard. He's a very cool guy, and I had the honor of meeting him and getting connected with him through Lisa, who saw me playing at one of my shows. And Lisa had a great time. Her and her husband had a phenomenal time at my show. And they came up to me after I was done, and they were like, "Listen, we want you to meet one of our clients." And she introduced me to Jerry. And Jerry, we're working out some stuff. I know he got nominated for a Grammy this year. We're working on some stuff, and yeah, he wrote this song, "Oh, What a Woman." He wanted me to put a little country into it because it's originally a soul R&B song. And I decided, okay, sure, let's do it. So we worked on it. I got it put together. I recorded it, released it, and it's a great song. And it actually falls in the perfect timing because I just recently got engaged.
Congrats.
So, thank you. And this song kind of was basically released right before I decided to propose to my fiance. So yeah, it was pretty cool to use this song. I kind of used it at the proposal. But yeah, it's a song of basically, it's talking about a wonderful woman in your life, is what the song's about, having a wonderful woman that supports you, whether you're up or you're down, she's there for you. And this is a song that, I basically dedicated to my fiance.
Let's give it a listen.
You opened up your heart to me when no one seemed to care. I never knew you cared so much. Yeah, your heart was always there. You gave me inspiration. You even made me laugh. Turned my life around when I was falling down. You made me forget about my past. Oh, what a woman I found when I found you. Oh, what a woman I love since I've been loving you. Oh, what a woman.
I'm picturing when that song is played that, you can get the crowd into it. I can also see people in their car with their windows down and the Florida Keys, just belting this song out. It's a good tune.
This is it. Honestly, when I first put the song together with my producer who helped me kind of also write a little bit of it, the vibe is just different. It's a different vibe with the background music they added. I mean, they had to add a couple extra stuff to make it sound more country. Like they added a steel guitar, they added a couple extra acoustic guitars, electric guitars on top of it. But the song it gives out a different vibe, and we're calling this genre country soul, which is why we talked about adding soul into country music. It's a different. You don't hear that often out there.
No. And I got to give a shout out to Jerry Cummings. I mean, he did a nice job with this song. I mean, for sure.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Of the three you sent me, I mean, the next one for me is my personal favorite. It's called Down in the Keys. It was written during the pandemic and is a tribute to the Florida Keys. And I'm somebody who loves the sun. I love palm trees. I love warm weather. I don't care if it's 180, 110. It doesn't matter. I need to have sun in my life. And this song to me just screams summer, cocktails, and sitting on a deck having some fun. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. This is actually one I wrote. I wrote this song along with some other songwriters. We got together in the studio, and at the time that I wrote this, I was still working for the Florida Keys. I was flying for their program called Trauma Star, which is their helicopter program for fire rescue down there. And the pandemic was rough. It was rough pandemic. So I kind of wrote this song thinking like, man, it'd be good to have this kind of life back. Hopefully it comes back soon when this whole mess is over, and we're back to normal. But I wrote this song. I wrote it about, basically taking a vacation trip down to the Keys, or in this song, you can even use it for any vacation trip. It doesn't have to be just the Keys. I wrote about the Keys because I worked down there, but you can use this song as a vacation trip to go, to Daytona Beach or to go to California or anywhere where there's water, sun, a bar, a beach, stuff like that.
Here is a clip of Down in the Keys that screams tiki bars.
Yes, sir.
We're on a one-lane road to an island. The cooler's in the back full of beer. It's been a hella long weekend between you and me. I can't wait to go fish off the pier. I got my Crocs and my Yeti in the boat already. I got my towels and the gear in the back. We got the truck filled up and we're ready to go. We're 20 miles in, so you already know that we're counting down the miles to get to the beach. I just can't wait to get some sand on my feet. And under the hot sun and feeling the breeze, we're gonna have a good time down in the Keys. And got my best girl, got my buddies with me. We got the one, got the two, it could be better than three. And under the hot sun and feeling the breeze, we're gonna have a good time down in the Keys.
I'll tell you this much. When I'm at the pool this summer, that song's going to be played, and it's probably going to be played in my car as well. And listeners, what I think you need to do is go get a cocktail and get out in your patio or get the sun out and play this song. I'm telling you, Gabe, I really like this song.
Oh man, thank you so much, man. It honestly, it's been a favorite of mine too. It's one of my favorite songs. I mean, I got other songs that I like too, you know, like my other one, like She Likes to Dance and The Roundup and stuff, but this is my all-time favorite. It's got such a unique vibe to it. I can picture this song being mixed with like reggae.
Yes.
You know, this is kind of like a reggae country song. So it's honestly a vibe. Every time I play it live at a show, the vibe is even better because people jam out to it. People that never heard this song, they jam out to it and they have a great time.
I'll bet. All the bars that are sitting on waterfront somewhere in Florida or California or the Panhandle need to be playing this song on their playlist. I mean, it's a perfect outdoor bar song.
Yes, it is. Yes. Even if you're on a boat,
yeah.
and you got Spotify pulled up, just put this song on while you're chilling at the sandbar.
Let's get into your new single, The Roundup. It's a honky-tonk anthem, infuses the spirit of the South with a touch of the Miami streets. Where did the inspiration come from?
So, like I mentioned, I was an avid line dancer. You know, I've line danced since almost 2015, 2016. And one of the well-known bars up here in South Florida is called The Roundup. And this song basically was inspired by me line dancing at that bar. So basically it's just about having a good time. Now, the song isn't specifically about the country club roundup, but the roundup also means having a party with, you know, all your friends, everybody getting together and having what they call a roundup, which is just a party.
Let's give it a listen.
Come on. Woo! It's been a long week, I answer me. I've been staying up late, I've been losing sleep. So much to do, but I'll make time for you. Got a clean shirt and my smile is wide. I may look a little rough, but it's dark inside. Gonna change this 5 into a 9. Gonna round up, cause this is how we do. Going on down to the honky tonk. Gonna get in line, baby, line me up. Gonna see pretty girls, gonna dance to one. Gonna round up. Going downtown just to hear the sound. Gonna spend some time just hoeing down. It's to be free, and you will see. Gonna round up, round up.
So tell me, what's it like when you play this song live? Because I got an image in my head, but I got a feeling it goes over well.
It goes pretty well. It goes pretty well with the crowd. You know, we just play it, and people, as soon as they hear that first guitar riff, they're just like, "This is an original song." Because you know, when they have a country artist that comes up, that's not a big name national artist, you know, like Luke Bryan or anything like that. And then they're saying, "Oh, I got an original song. You guys ready to hear it?" And they're all like, "Yeah, we're ready to hear it." And they're not expecting that guitar riff to come out of nowhere, you know? So everybody loves it, man. The video is awesome. I love the video. Believe it or not, my fiance is in the video before she was my fiance. But we actually also shot the video at Roundup, which was pretty cool. So we got permission from the club to come in. We shot the video at the club. And yeah, it was a great time. It was a great shoot, and the video, I think it got it's about 225,000 views, or 220,000 views on YouTube.
Nice.
My marketing team did an amazing job pushing that song out, pushing the video out, and yeah, like super happy with it.
I'll put a link to the video in the show notes as well. But this song also has that vibe that you told me about. The song that got you hooked is Luke Bryan, "Country Girl, Shake It For Me." This song has that same vibe. Yeah,
it does. So I decided to use my inspiration when it came to putting the song together. This song was, I worked on this song with a couple other people, you know, other songwriters that wrote the song out with me, and we put it all together. And you know, the vibe, was just perfect. You know, we wanted to give it that Nashville, like country bar vibe, but still bring that South Florida taste to it. That it's a little bit different. And being that Roundup is one of the most known country bars in South Florida, here in Davie, because I live like 10 minutes from it. It's the perfect song, you know, to give that South Florida touch to it.
What's upcoming for you? You working on new music?
Yes, I got a couple new songs coming out. I got a song that I'm working on that's a very patriotic song that we're working on. I don't want to give out the name of it yet. You know. For obvious reasons, but
sure.
We're working on music. I got, we're actually planning 3 music videos now for my next 3 songs. I got one about fishing, which would complement well with the Florida Keys song that I wrote. And yeah, that's basically it. We got a couple songs. I got a new one coming out. The third one that I have coming out is it's a different song. I've never done it before, like this style. So remember how I said my background is a lot about hip hop, and rap. But we're coming together with an actual hip hop country, where it's a very grungy, redneck, like in the woods, like hip hop style country song. So again, I love mixing different kinds of styles and being diverse. I'm this kind of artist I am. I try to diverse so I can reach everybody that listens to music.
You better copyright hick hop before somebody else steals it, because I've not heard that before.
It's already out there. It's a genre that's they call it hip hop. Yeah.
All right. Well, what else are you at? What's your outlook for 24, the rest of the year?
We just finished playing a festival last month, and it was a lot of fun. I haven't played at the Sea Glass Festival before. It's called the Sea Glass Experience. It was on Fort Lauderdale Beach. It's my first time playing there. It was a good time. So I'm trying to get more festivals put together. I'm trying to play some shows at amphitheaters. So we're working on a lot of things. I do want to put together my first EP or my first album. Haven't decided which one yet, but I do want to get something together. And we're really trying to push the music. I'm really trying to push myself as an artist. I want to really put Miami and South Florida and all the Hispanic people in general on the map as, country listeners, country lovers, and try to expand what country music already is, which is beautiful, beautiful, amazing. With all the artists that make music out there, man, it's, Chris Stapleton, amazing music, Luke Bryan, amazing music. Everybody that's out there already making country music, but I want to add now the Hispanic flavor to country music, in a different light, where it's still a little country, but it's also a little bit of like, okay, it's a different background.
Listeners, you can connect with Gabriel on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Facebook, on TikTok under Gabriel Key Music, or go to his website, gabrielkey.com. That's gabrielkey.com. I'll put a link in the show notes to his website and to his Instagram account and to his Spotify and to the Roundup video will all be links in the show notes so you can get connected with him. Man, I got to tell you, thanks for coming on the show. I wish you all the success. I hope you blow it up so one day I can say, listen, man, I had that guy on the show back in 2024 before he became big.
Yeah, sorry, man. God willing, your mouth to God's ears, brother. Thank you so much for having me on the show, man. It was a pleasure. Thank you. It's an honor to be on the show. And I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll come back again another time.
That sounds good. Listeners, what you can do for me is, instead of buying me a cup of coffee, because I don't drink that stuff, but what I do drink is red wine. So you can buy me a glass of wine. Yes, you can do that from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be here in Vegas where I am. Click the link in the show notes and I will salute you on the next show. It's just another small way for you to help support my show. That's going to do it for this episode of Before the Lights. I'm Tommy Canale. And until next time, everybody, a salute, a chin chin.